Hello guys and gals in YouTube land, Tony, Po' Boy Adventures. Today we're going to talk about the compass, how to set an azimuth, and then when you get to where you're going, to be able to understand how to come back. I'll be using the Sunto MC2 compass. Alright, compass has got north and a south, east and a west. Whenever you're out here and you're looking for a direction, or you see something in the distance and you're wanting to find where that's at, line your compass up. So we're going to go this direction right here. I sight where we're headed. And we are going to go red in the shed. Turn it just a little bit. Line us up. Okay. Our heading should be 4 degrees. So now, if I head 4 degrees forever, how far I walk, as long as I keep on 4 degrees, I'll stay in a straight line. If I go to 4 degrees and there's something in my way, I'll just step around whatever's on that 4 degree mark, and I take another heading, look for something off in the distance, line up, walk to that point, stop, walk around that point, that object, keep on walking. Now, I've got to where I'm going, pond, campsite, or whatever. If we got to where I'm going, and we got to figure the way back. Remember I said we're going to be walking at 4 degrees. Actually, it's about 5 degrees on the compass. 5 degrees if you're on from 0 to 180. To get your reverse azimuth, you add 180. If you're from 0 degrees to 180, you add 180 degrees and get your reverse azimuth, okay? If you're from 181 or 180, which is south, to the 360 or the 0 mark, 359, you subtract 180 degrees, and that gets you reverse azimuth. So basically, if I was over in the woods and I was headed back, I was over there at 5 degrees, and I look at my reverse azimuth, you add 180 degrees to 5, and your reverse should be 185. So I get to where we're going, we're down there, we've done our fishing, we've done our deer scouting or whatever we've done, and we want to get back. I do the exact same thing, just reverse it. I turn my compass heading. Now I went north when we went. We was north at 5 degrees, northeast, 5 degrees. So coming back, I should go southwest. Makes sense? Because you're turning around, you're going back the opposite direction. Turn around, you put your your red in the shed, your dog in the doghouse, whichever way you want to call it. I call it red in the shed because it looks like a shed. The little right there looks like a shed, and the red arrow goes in the shed. Put it in the shed, turn my compass direction back to where I'm going to be going, which is this way now, south, red in the shed, and if I set it up right, due north is behind me, and I've got south, which is 180, 180 degrees, 180, 182, 184, 185. 185 degrees. I'll set my azimuth, or set my direction, find that point, something in the distance as far as I can need to see, walk to it. When I get to where I'm walked, if it's I've walked as far as I go and I'm still not to my original destination or where I needed to go, I stop, go around the object. If it's a tree or if it's something like a hill or something, you'll have to do a few other things. We'll go into that in a later video. But say you go to a tree, which is easy to pick out when you're walking. You go to a tree, keep your eye on the tree. You can put the compass back in your pocket. Keep your eye on the tree, walk to the tree, walk to the other side of the tree. Compass back out, then your 185 degree mark. Find you something else in the distance, 185 degrees. Continue walking. It's very simple. And you always should take a compass in the woods with you when you go. Now, I've been doing some mapping here on the property for training purposes, and I've got some adventures we're going to do later on. And while we're doing the adventures, in order to find out where or how far you've walked, you need to establish your pace or your pace count. One way to do that, thought I heard something, might be Bigfoot, probably not, is have you some beads, ranger beads, pace count beads, the ranger beads. These are, I made this myself. Some paracord, some little beads. There's 9 on the bottom and 4 here on the top. Each time you move, once you get your pace count established, I should say, each time you get 100 meters, you may even want to do yards if it's what you want to listen to. You can do. I'm doing meters. When you do 100 meters, you slide a bead down. That's 100 meters. You walk on. You keep on walking, and once you get to your next 100 meters, you slide 2 beads down, and so forth. 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. Okay, 900 meters. Then the next one will be 1,000. Reset. Start over again. 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. You see how that works. Very simple, very easy way to keep your pace count. But in order to know what pace you walk, you got to go out and you got to walk. Probably about 3 different ways. And it's also good to walk with the pack that you're going to have. My pace count is going to be different. I don't have a pack on right now. It's cool. I'm not going to be very hot. So what I'm going to do here in a minute, we're going to go over here. I've got a tree, and from the tree here and on the property to the end of my driveway is 100 meters. Marked it, measured it off. It's 100 meters. So I'll walk it down, counting. Now every time, how you count your pace when you're doing a regular step, every time your one foot or the other. Now, if you're going to start out with your right foot, every time your left foot hits the ground, that's a pace. You will eventually get to where you will know, if you keep counting and establish your pace count and start remembering your pace, you will get to where you'll be able to judge how far you've walked without having to count in your mind. But for now, if you need to count. And if you need to stop, grab your little notebook, keep your little notepad in your pocket. If you stop, write down 25 paces. And then if you want to look at something, talk to something or whatever, taking a break for water, whatever. Then when you continue on, 26, 27, when you get your 100, then you can move your bead. Okay? Or walk until you move your bead. Just remember your pace, and that will help you when you're navigating, especially when you're going into areas that you may not know. And you can look on a map and look at the scale of the map and know that, for example, there is each grid on a 2400 scale map is 1,000 meters, square meters. So if you're starting in this corner and you're going to walk to the west, or to the east rather, the length of that grid, that's 1,000 meters. So you can figure out in between how much 100 meters was, and you can know, like if there's a stream and you take your measurement on take a ruler on your compass and say, okay, if it's an inch square and it's a half inch, that's going to be 500 meters to the stream. You need to know how to figure out 500 meters when you're walking. Set your bearing rather, and your reverse azimuth. Write it down. A bearing of 20 to 45 degrees. Reverse azimuth of 45 degrees would be 265. Is that right? I believe that's right. 265 degrees. So 265 degrees will be a reverse, or whatever the reverse is. Okay. If you're setting at 90 degrees, the reverse will be 270 degrees. Setting at 270 degrees, the reverse will be 90 degrees. You see, 0 to 180 degrees, add 180. Okay, you don't add 180. Well, you would add 180 to 180. That gets you back to the 0, or the 360. That gets you back to true north. Okay, if you're more than 180 degrees, when your original bearing is more than 180 degrees, you subtract 180. So 355 degrees subtract 180 would be about 175 degrees. I believe that's right. You get the gist. And you can look at your compass too. And some compasses will have a reverse azimuth side on it. So, all right. I'll go over this again a little bit better, maybe at the table, and maybe you'll be able to see the compass and see what I'm talking about. Maybe we'll show you some better things on the compass. But right now, I'm going to move the camera. We're going to go over here, and I'm going to do a pace count, and you'll get to watch me walk the pace, and I'll come back and I'll tell you what my pace was 100 meters that way and 100 meters this way, because one way is going downhill a little bit and back uphill. Other way will be going downhill slightly and back uphill. If you're going uphill, it's going to be a slower pace. If you're going downhill, it's going to be a faster pace. If you're going to be on flat ground, it's going to be probably your average pace. But what you need to do is average your pace. So let's go over here and let's talk about that. All right. I walk down, I walk back 82 paces. Every time my left foot touched the ground, I counted loud. Well, whispered aloud, I guess. You may have heard me when I got back closer to the camera. And like I said, apologize, it's a little dark. So, my pace count for this section right here, which goes up the grade down there, about 30 meters it goes up grade. So, my pace count is, what did I say, 87 meters? 87 paces, I mean. And that was 82. 82 down, 82 back. So, how do you average? You add the two, and you divide by what you add. So if you do 3 sections, if you do a flat section, uphill section, and a downhill section, and you got 80, 80 uphill and downhill, or 80 downhill and 80 on the flat, and then when you went uphill, maybe you got 75, so you'd add 80 and 80 and get 160 and 75, and then you divide by 3. This 82 and 82 down and back two times, 82 and 82 divided by 2 is 82. If I had got a little more, say you may have a 60 pace count. You may be a taller guy. I'm 5'6". I'm gonna have to take 2 steps to some people that's 6 foot, 6'3", something like that, 6'5". I'll have to walk faster to keep up with them. They may have a bigger stride, fewer paces. They may do 60, and then they may do 60 going down and 60 coming back. So that'd be 120 divided by 2, which would be 60. They may do 60 going down, and they may do 55 coming back. So it'll be 115 divided by 2. So you're going to see what your pace count is. Once you figure your pace count, that's how many paces it takes you to walk 100 meters. So you figure out what your pace count is. Then you'll be able to figure out when you're out here walking how far you've walked by that pace count. If you're out here walking and you're using your ranger beads, I walked down to the end of the driveway 100 meters, turned, I came back, walked to the 100 meters. I walked 200 meters. Once I did the 60 or the 82 paces, that's 100 meters. I walk over toward my brother's property back here behind where we do some filming. I walk 165 paces, 164 paces. That's 200 more meters. I walk 400 meters now. Okay, so you can see, and then once you get to that 900 count, don't just move the top one then. 900, and then you keep on walking. You walk 100 more, then you pull the 1,000 meter down and reset all the 100 meters. But made these, you don't have to spend no money on them. Go over here and get to the craft section, buy these little beads, paracord, tie you a bigger knot, tie you a section, pile them in there, pull them up. I put mine on a carabiner so I can click it on my backpack, click it on my chest pack. That's what you'll see dangling a lot of times when and if it's on my chest pack and I walk 100 meters, I just pull this down, keep on walking, walk another 100 meters, pull it down, just reach up here and pull. And when you get all the way down here to the last one, you know, you got the 900 one marked. You walk, and then the next time you hit 100 meters, you pull the 1,000 down. Then you just turn around and reset. So, all right, short video, dark video, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, I just wanted to do a little small pace count. I wanted to let y'all see me doing my pace count, so y'all can know how to do your pace count. It's important to do your pace count so you know how far you've been, how far you're going to have to go back. So until next time, stay out in the woods and have fun, guys and gals, all my pals. God bless you all. Tony of Pavoy Ventures.